Did you know that some of your favorite actors aren't what they seem? We're taking a look at the dark side of Hollywood and shining a light where the sun fears to shine. Get ready for 10 minutes of butts.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
As Andy Sachs in The Devil Wears Prada, Anne Hathaway had to pull off two looks. One was a post-makeover dazzler dripping with sass and Chanel. The other was the lovable but flustered frump who of course had to get that makeover and stop eating corn chowder if she had any hope of realizing her true potential, obviously.
Well, I'm a 6.
Which is the new 14.
Hathaway lost weight to prepare for the role, specifically the slimmed-down post-makeover part, so she actually needed some artificial help to bulk back up for her scenes in the first third of the movie.
We still had to pad me up for the size 6 part, so I had a butt pad.
The derriere deception hardly makes an impression in the movie, but it must have made an impression on Hathaway's heart, because yes, she kept, framed, and named her butt pad.
And I've had it framed with a little plaque underneath it that says Andy's.
Spider-Man No Way Home did something no other Marvel movie has ever done. Made us ask the important questions. Specifically, which Spidey was stuffing? The movie brought Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield into the MCU so they could all play Spider-Man alongside Tom Holland. And nobody would have guessed at any ass shenanigans if Holland hadn't dropped a bomb on Late Night with Seth Meyers.
And I'm not going to tell you who, but one of us has a fake ass in their suit.
X, formerly Twitter, erupted in a butt war with everyone pointing to different Peters. Asses were analyzed, scenes were frozen, zoomed, enhanced, all to solve the mystery of who had extra silk over their spinnerets. The trouble is, that mystery has gone unsolved. Our only additional clue came from Garfield, who flatly denied that he was the secret Flatty.
I am totally unmodified.
Let's solve this once and for all by looking at the facts. Fact 1. Andrew Garfield said it wasn't him, and Andrew Garfield never lies. Fact 2. Tobes is in no need of slack stuffing. He's always writing Seabiscuits. Back us up here, Garf.
Toby's got back.
Which only leaves one. Okay, we know what you're saying. Why would Tom Holland start a rumor that he was the butt of? Obviously, to throw the scent off of him. It's the same psychology as a fart. He who gabs, pads. It's a conspiracy larger than the plot to assassinate Hitler. Was Tom Cruise enriching his cheeks in the 2008 movie Valkyrie? He's never admitted to it, but there are some damning screenshots from the film that suggest Colonel von Stauffenberg was von Stuffenberg. Roll the tape. Got him. And it wasn't just that scene. If that really is a butt pad, then he was smuggling counterfeit peaches the whole freaking movie. So why make faux badonk part of the character? Best guess? He didn't want to take it off after Tropic Thunder. Seriously, that's the best we've got, because there's no other explanation. Look at any other Tom Cruise movie and the butt doesn't even compare. 2008 will just have to go down in history as the year Tom Cruise made 2 movies with a huge ass.
It's clear now. Without you, there is no hope of success.
Thank you, Tom. In the Dukes of Hazzard TV show, Daisy Duke always had more going for her than a pair of jean shorts, even if a lot of camera angles forgot what those things might be. Luckily, the 2005 film adaptation of the Dukes of Hazzard kept all the nuance and depth fans of the show were used to in Daisy.
What seems to be the problem, sugar?
I think something bounced up into my undercarriage.
Just kidding. Every character trait above the waist got yee-hawed into a Georgia swamp, and the movie doubled down on the Daisy Dukes instead, and everything under them.
I tried on probably 40 different types of shorts, but then I ended up having to wear butt pads, so it's like, what's the point?
Simpson clarified that the pads were specifically for the poster shoot, but that hasn't stopped anybody from speculating whether she used them in the actual movie. Kristen Stewart suffered many an indignity in the role of Bella Swan in the Twilight franchise, not the least of which was acting out that script, right? Anyone? Tough crowd. Stewart also had to put in some physical work for the franchise. While the later movies gave her some challenging wire work after she got herself vampired, one scene early in the first movie required a fairly low-tech stunt. This one. Ouch. Luckily, Stewart had protection. You guessed it, a butt pad. Since the shot was done in one take and clearly didn't involve a stunt double, the only way to make it reasonably safe was to secretly pad her landing as much as possible. Now that's how you make a cinematic masterpiece. We don't need to tell you this, but butt pads are for more than cushioning physical blows. They can also cushion egos. In 2009, Bollywood superstar Shahid Kapoor was the subject of a Hindustan Times report that revealed a bit of gossip from a source who went to the same gym as Kapoor. The anonymous source revealed the shocking truth. Kapoor is, in real life, a pancake butt. So he uses butt bags to add some bubble, like all the time. The source claimed Kapoor had been wearing them since Ishq Vishk, his first film in 2003. Kapoor has since owned up and admitted that he thinks of them as portable pillows in his pants. He said, "Of course I wear them. They are so comfortable that I don't need a chair to sit on."
For the man on the go who makes frequent stops.
In 2012, Kapoor was voted the best butt in Bollywood, so those pads are doing some pretty heavy lifting. If you're going to hang out with Robert De Niro, go ahead and preemptively pad your butt, because that dude's coming for it.
Stop doing that!
Pad up is exactly what Leonardo DiCaprio ended up doing for his spanking scene in Killers of the Flower Moon. According to cinematographer Rodrigo Prieto, DiCaprio only had a thin layer of trouser packing to soften the blows, while De Niro put him on a train to Spanktown and bought him a house there. More like Killers of the Full Moon, am I right? Anybody? Honestly, the only time Leo's been spanked worse was on most Oscar nights. Got him! It bears repeating that not all butt pads are for aesthetic purposes, and the rest aren't all necessarily for what you would call stunt work either, unless sitting on concrete for long periods can be considered a stunt. Alexis Louder found that out the hard way in the 2021 crime thriller Cop Shop. She had to sit on bare concrete for extended periods of time, so long in fact that she couldn't do it au naturel.
I know I needed a foam thing to sit on for my bits, because we're sitting on concrete.
Gerard Butler, for his part, said he didn't mind chilling on the floor. So, good for him. Next slide. In Enchanted, James Marsden plays what boils down to a live-action animated Disney prince. Since those guys aren't always animated to match reality, Marsden needed to have hints of cartoon anatomy. Under his fairy tale costume, he was wrapped up in physique-shaping padding that extended straight to the South Pole. Costume designer Mona May broke it down for Apparel News, saying, "The chest was also padded, so you get this roundness of the chest and again a small waist. We also gave him a butt pad and crotch enhancement." Butt pads and crotch enhancement for a Disney movie?
What a hot dog day!
That princely jawline, on the other hand, all James, all day. You'll get the girl one day, James. If you've seen the 2013 film August Osage County, you know that Julia Roberts is very much playing against type.
She got a parakeet for some insane reason and the little croaked after 2 days.
She got a supporting actress nomination at the Academy Awards, but she had to disappear into the role to make the project work, and that dedication included wearing, you guessed it, a butt pad. Needless to say, it definitely wasn't how she imagined her first role opposite Streep. She said at the Toronto Film Festival, "I thought we'd be together, drinking tea together and speaking in fabulous accents and dressed up and looking very chic."
And then there we were, and I'm sweating and have on a big butt pad. So that's not how it was in my dream.
Sarah Connor has long held the distinction of being one of the only Terminator characters to remain fully human. Even John Connor got plugged into Skynet in Genesis. And Linda Hamilton returned to the Terminator franchise in Dark Fate as human as she could be. Just a badass flesh bag socking it to the bots. Or did she? Turns out she had some augmentation of her own. Hamilton slimmed down and toned up in the gym for a year before filming, only for producers to tell her that she needed rear engineering.
And then I show up on set, and they're like, "Well, we have to build you a butt."
Building a better butt sounds like the kind of thing an ambitious Cyberdyne Systems engineer works on during the weekends without telling his wife. But producers apparently thought it was necessary. Why? Beats us. Most of that movie is so dark you can't see what's happening anyway, ass pads or not. Hey, Hollywood, it's called daylight. Use it, you vampires! Chris Evans put in the work for Captain America. He has the cold-pressed abs and DTF biceps befitting a dude on the ultimate gym juice. And you know he don't skip leg day. Those calves could contribute to climate change. But let's talk ass curvature. Let's calculate the ratio of that bottom girth, because at the end of the day, this math doesn't add up. For all his beefcaking, Evans never really rocked a grass-fed rump in his star-spangled suit until the time came to make a big joke about it. You know the one.
That is America's ass.
It's a beloved movie moment, but an anonymous source told Entertainment Weekly that the shot was enhanced with posterior padding.
Steve, tell me none of this smells a little funky, do you?
True. An unfortunate rumor? It could go either way, so let's call it. You heard it here first. Captain America used butt pads. Chris, if you're watching this, tell us what you think. How'd we do?
Fuck that shit.
That's Chris code for GOT 'em!